Are you a golfer who struggles to create width in the backswing? In my experience, most amateur golfers struggle to both create width and maintain width throughout the golf swing, in large part due to their physical capabilities of their upper body. When we talk about width in the golf swing, which is such a common term that has been used for as long as time, is we're actually focusing on the distance from the butt end of the club to the centre of the chest in the backswing. So if we can keep some space here and maintain that space as we transition and even into the follow through, we are maintaining width and a wider arc throughout the whole motion. We know this is going to help control the club face, this is going to give more consistent strikes, but also it's going to help create more efficient speed into the ball and as a result distance. What I see with a lot of amateur golfers is when they are trying to maintain width, they are almost pushing their arms away, which then actually creates a steeper movement. Or to try and turn with the limitation, they get very narrow, very cramped and very short, which again creates very much a steep motion. And in order to try and combat that, we can see a lot of kind of trying to really get the club on the inside and flipping through the ball, or just maintain a steep motion, limit their turn or stop their pivot and then hit steep into the back of the ball, which can cause all kinds of strike and start direction issues. Here I've got a really good training tool, the Sure Set system, that helps you feel what correct width should be like in your backswing. What I'm going to show you is when we set this up, if we put this into our lead arm, into the armpit, and I simply rotate, because of this width, we can see straight away that my hands are further away from the center of my chest. So essentially, I'm having to learn to rotate my trunk and my rib cage much more effectively to create that width position. So this is a training tool, it's brilliant to feel this. However, in my experience, most amateur golfers would really struggle physically, even with this tool, to create that width. So in this video, I'm going to take you through 3 key exercises to increase your mobility and strength of your upper body and to be able to maximize the use of this training tool when hitting balls. So with these 3 exercises, we're obviously looking to increase that capacity of the trunk and the thoracic spine. The type of exercises can be integrated into either your gym warm-up or serve as a superset against other bigger exercises. The first exercise we're going to focus on trying to increase some mobility and strength in the lead lat, or in both lats in this case, but specifically when we're trying to keep that width, that lead lat is having to stretch to be able to create length in the turn. So we need the capacity to be able to do that from a physical sense. Start by taking a bench in an inclined position and a light resistance band. You're going to lay on the bench on your front with the chin touching the end. Start by applying a little bit of tension in the band. Keeping the chin on the bench, you're going to try and raise the band overhead. Try not to pull the band apart too much as you go, and you're trying to go as far as you can, almost with the feeling of your forearms in line with your ears as a range of motion. Repeat this movement up to 12 repetitions. With this exercise, we're trying to improve the mobility and the strength in the rotation of the rib cage. You're going to need a bench, and ideally an Olympic-sized plate. If you don't have access to one of these, you can use a medicine ball, something that has a little bit of width to it, because this will allow us to create the setup position much more effectively. I'm using a 5K plate. You probably don't need to go a great deal heavier than this to be able to do the movement effectively. You're going to start by sitting on the bench with your feet and knees together. This is really important to try and limit any hip rotation. And we're going to try and feel like we stand as tall as possible. From here, we're going to grab the plate with a slight bit of arm bend, and we're going to try and simply feel that we are rotating the chest from side to side. The aim is, almost imagine the circle in the middle of the plate, there's a straight line to the center of the chest, and you're trying to maintain that position. So this is the feeling of width. We're not trying to fold the arms and turn further, because although we've got a bigger turn here, in theory I haven't created a bigger stretch. Again, we want to roughly aim up to 10 to 12 reps each side, trying to get maximum range of motion, but with maximum quality of movement. And this final exercise, we're going to really increase that range of motion and mobility through the rib cage again, trying to get maximum flexibility with the rotation that we're looking for. You're going to need a resistance band. I would always aim to start with a light band and increase the strength as you go, because if it's too strong, you just simply won't be able to do the movement. All you're going to do is lie on the floor on your side with your knees together, roughly, and we're going to place the bottom hand down, holding the band in the middle. From here, with the hand flat and the opposite arm to the ceiling, we're going to simply try and stretch the band and rotate the chest open, and with the aim of getting the hand and the shoulder to the floor. As we do this, we want to focus on keeping those knees squeezed together. So I'm going to squeeze the knees, stretch the band, and try and get a full turn, and then repeat that motion. Again, focusing on roughly 12 reps each side. So if you're a golfer who does struggle with width, focus on training it in a physical sense and trying to do the right practice from a technical sense. Combining the two areas will give you the best possibility of increasing your width. Let me know how you get on in the comments below. And if you want more information on how to move that upper body to create better width, watch this video next.